What's up, team? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about my upcoming / current fat loss programming, nutrition, kind of the whys behind it, and I'm actually going to include the entire training program. So if there's a point in your life where you want a 6 to 8 week fat loss program for free, here it is. I think it's going to be a longer video. We'll see how it runs, but we're going to get in depth, so get comfortable and enjoy. All right, so I'm cutting. I decided 6 days ago after one of my last dinners in Florida. I was like, it's time, I'm ready. I walk around, I'm 5'10" and a half. I walk around at 178, 180 pounds, 11-ish% body fat probably. And I want to get lean again, like lean, diced up lean. Partly just because I want to, and because I haven't done it in a while. The summer of 2014 was the last time I was really lean. And partly because if I, like on the off chance that I ever want to fight, I can't fight at this weight. I probably couldn't even fight at 165, just because fighters generally don't carry that much muscle, and I don't want to get paired up against some 6'2", 6'3" guy who has a ton of reach and just get smoked. So I would want to be lean so that I could get down to 152 easier, but that's a minority reason. I don't even know if I'll actually end up fighting. But yeah, started 6 days ago. I'm currently consuming 200 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, 65 grams of fat every single day. I'm training 5 days a week, and so I could be cycling calories and have lower carbs on the 2 rest days. However, the calorie expenditure of 1, living in New York City, and 2, I'm boxing / doing cardio or some kind of extra training every single day. So my training for these next 6 to 8 weeks is ridiculous, and it's not practical. On the fat loss side of things, they're short. They're 45, 50-minute workouts 5 days a week. I split it up like that because I think higher frequency is actually a tiny bit more optimal than lower frequency with the same volume for maintaining lean mass during a fat loss phase, but not enough that it matters. Like, lifestyle is what matters more. I like a little bit shorter workouts versus really long, high volume workouts 3 days a week, especially in a deficit. Like, the end of those long workouts just crush me. So 5 days a week, I could be, like I said, I could be carb cycling, but I'm sticking with the same intake every single day, which I haven't done in years, so that will be fun. And I'm just going to be burning so many calories. I actually think that what's going to end up happening is I'm going to increase my calories pretty soon here. I don't have a scale, so I didn't know how much I weighed when I started, and let's actually run that right here so we can see what starting physique looked like. But just based on hunger, based on how much food I can feel in my stomach, based on kind of like feeling what's going on and how I feel in my energy levels, which are down, being in a calorie deficit. Even if they're healthy foods, your energy levels are down. You're starving is essentially what's going on. So I'm probably going to have to end up increasing. I think I'm in too big a deficit is basically what I'm saying. And so I would bring carbs up to 340, 350 and see how I feel there, and then maybe leave them at 300 on those rest days. But that is what's going on the nutrition side of things. My scale should be here tomorrow, maybe even today. When my scale gets here, I'll throw on the back end of this video a weigh-in so we know where I'm at now. But what we're gonna miss is that front period of when you transition from maintenance or even a slight surplus into a deficit. The more muscle you have, the more the scale drops initially, because the more muscle you have, the more capacity you have to store muscle glycogen, and muscle glycogen, or carbs and water in our muscles, is what makes up the biggest portion of temporary scale weight dip. When I say temporary, I mean hydration, sodium, food in your GI tract, all the things that make the scale move that aren't related to like real body composition, muscle, fat, but the temporary scale swings. So we're probably going to miss out on 5 to 6 to 7 pounds of scale change, which would have been interesting, but we'll know. If when my scale gets here, I weigh in at like 171, 172, we'll just know that, all right, we missed that. I obviously didn't lose 6 pounds of fat in that amount of time. And I'm pretty confident I was walking around in that 178 to 180 range. All right, what else? Let's throw the program on the screen and talk through it. It's pretty straightforward. Some strength, some hypertrophy rep ranges. We're hitting basically every body part twice a week, like I mentioned before, because I think it's a little bit more optimal. And I want to hang on to muscle in this fat loss phase. And I actually think, I know for a fact that strength is going to go up, and I may be able to increase lean tissue. And some of you are thinking like, how can, you're an experienced lifter, how can you gain muscle in an aggressive short deficit? It's because for the last 2 months, my weight training has been piss poor. Because I've been so focused on boxing, I've been strength training twice a week. So my strength training volume is going up, and over that period of time, I assume I may have lost a little bit of muscle. It's easier to regain muscle that we previously had than to regain new muscle. So it's probably negligible, but maybe a ½ pound to a pound of muscle over this fat loss phase. A couple other things. How did I come up with these numbers? Not based on an equation, not based on my equations that are in my app, but based on recent progress and recent intake, which is the best indicator of total daily energy expenditure. I've been eating around 3,000 and change calories per day on average over the last many months. Scale weight hasn't really moved, body comp hasn't really changed. I know my estimated total daily energy expenditure better than any equation does. So I set 2,300 calories based on 3,000, 3,100 being my TDEE for a deficit of around 1.5 pounds per week. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I may be adjusting. I may have to bring intake up a little bit actually. Not so much based on hunger, but we'll see when the scale gets here and I can actually measure speed of progress. But partly that, partly workout quality, partly I'm doing more training than is normal in this period of time. In addition to, like, the boxing workouts are just for boxing, 5x a week strength training. I'm also planning on doing a ½ hour a day of myofascial release, like mobility work, a little bit of stretching. Speaking of, these, can we see that? Come on. Yeah, are for sale. I don't know how much. We're selling them at cost. So cost plus shipping, which cannot be that expensive. Down in the comments, if you want your lacrosse ball, if you want to feel better and be more jacked and just live a better life and live longer. Disclaimer, I don't know if that's true. Yeah, you can pick one up. I'm gonna be doing those 30 minutes, that 30 minutes a day of that work, either here or if it's nice out, the deck of my new place, the public, not public, but for the apartment, the rooftop, actually gets really good light. And I know it seems weird, a rooftop gets good light, but in New York, so many buildings are so high that some of the rooftops don't get great sunlight, but this one does. So be up there working my soft tissue and doing some mobility drills and getting some vitamin D. But basically, that is to say that my calorie expenditure may even be higher than I assumed, given the increase in activity, both workout activity and non-workout activity. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I'll throw down in the description the exact training program too. As far as rest times go, just standard 2 to 4 minutes for the heavy stuff for anything below 6 reps, and 60 seconds, 1 to 2 minutes for the 6 to 12 rep range work. Yeah, I'm excited. Feels good. It's fun to be lifting again. It's fun to have a program. It's fun to have a goal. It's fun I'm not going to be saying this in a week, but being in a deficit is fun when you start to see a little bit of progress until you realize you're just hungry all the time. I'll definitely be doing some grocery / meal planning videos, so suggestions are welcome below. I've already got a few Halo tops there in the fridge, some lean ground beef, some apples, some mango, some rice. What else do I have in there? A bunch of frozen fruit, protein bar, Cliff Bar, bananas, protein powder. Yeah, I'm excited. So grab one of these if you want. And I appreciate you guys watching. That's it. See you soon. Weigh in to come. Guys, this is perfect. We got it. It came with batteries. We got a whole lot of Amazon crap going on here, but let's weigh in. It's gonna be a PM weigh-in, so it'll be a little bit higher, but I still think it's gonna be low. All right, let's do this. Strip down into my boxers. Wow, sub 170 on the PM weigh-in. Truth here is I'm not super shocked. I would guess 2 to 2.5 pounds of body fat loss and 6 to 7 pounds of muscle glycogen primarily. There's also brain glycogen, liver glycogen, blood glycogen, but most of our glycogen stores are in our muscles. My carbs are way lower than normal, so yeah. I think I have another 6 to 8 pounds of fat loss. I can't believe I'm sub 170. Just don't have that much lean mass. Just got a lot of work to do in life. All right, so that's a starting point. The 7 days in starting weight. So cutting time, baby. Hit that like button if you didn't already. I appreciate you watching. See you tomorrow. Soon. I will see you soon. I may or may not see you tomorrow. Old habits die hard. Daily upload. I'm no Casey Neistat, unfortunately. It was a good run. 122 daily uploads. It was a good run. Nighttime, etc.
Okay, some extra time. This lighting makes you look like a lobster.